My name is Tim and welcome to the Decent Garage. In the last video we installed head studs and valve springs on the OG crew cab. The performance gains were remarkable.
It's undeniable!
In today's video we have to install a turbo, injectors, and an exhaust manifold. The dyno event is in less than 16 hours, so by the end of today's video we will be taking it on a true test drive just to get the bugs worked out for the dyno event in the morning, so let's get started. Now remember, this first dyno event, the goal is going to be 400 horsepower with the setup that we're installing. So let's get the turbo, injectors, and exhaust manifold installed. I'll tell you exactly what products and sizes I'm using, and then we'll take it for a test drive. Alright guys, we got the old turbo and the exhaust manifold out. It all came out together. I'm shocked at how quick that came out. That took 30 minutes to pull that whole thing out. None of the bolts broke. So now we got to start putting the new stuff in. So I've got my Steed Speed here. This is actually a diesel auto power exhaust manifold bolt kit. It's kind of interesting. It came with 10 bolts and 7 studs. So I think what I'm going to do, I think that's a mistake, but I'm on a time crunch. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the studs on the bottom 6 and run bolts on the top 6. And if I need to, I'll replace these later on. Diesel Auto Power is closed right now and we're on a time crunch. So we got to do what we got to do. So let's get the manifold put on and then we'll get the turbo on, and we got to figure out the downpipe too. I still don't know if I need to pull the whole exhaust yet. Alright, we got the exhaust manifold in, we got everything torqued down. So now what I'm going to do is install the downpipe, and again, hope that we don't have to take the whole exhaust out, but I think we'll be good. We'll install the downpipe, then we'll get the studs put in for the turbo and mount the turbo up. This is going way too smooth, so knock on wood. Oh, hey guys, just a reminder, I'm giving away an HVLP lift pump. Go check out my last video on details on how to get entered. It's free to enter and there are multiple ways to enter. Let's get back to the work. So we didn't have to pull the whole exhaust out. I was able to just swap the downpipe out. I left the clamp loose down there so that I can kind of finagle the downpipe as I connect it to the exhaust housing. With my luck, it's just gonna go right onto the exhaust housing. It's not gonna need any adjustment. So let's just keep pushing forward. The turbo I'm going to run is a Borg Warner 62 SXE 68 by 70. Alright, we got the turbo in. I had to undo the compressor housing to clock it a little bit. You guys probably saw that. I wanted to give you a pro tip real quick installing, I think, pretty much any turbo. So you've got the 4 studs that come out. Make sure before you tighten any of this one, or this one up, you've got to get the nut onto this bottom back one because the exhaust housing blocks the stud so you can't even get the nut on. So that bottom left one, make sure to get it on before you tighten any of them up. So I'm gonna tighten those up. I gotta hook the downpipe up, the drain up, the feed line up, and the turbo will be in. Let me have you hand that to me just a second. Turbo's in, downpipe's on, intercooler portion is on. It's crunch time, as you can tell. I'm feeling it a little bit. I actually forgot to record putting the exhaust manifold in there, but it was simple. You guys get it. So anyways, we have one more thing we need to do. We need to pull the stock injectors and put our new 6x13 Hungry Diesel injectors in. So first thing we have to do to pull the stock injectors is pull the return line off of the injectors. That's just a little 10mm banjo bolt on each injector. We'll take them off, slide that out of the way, and then we'll pull the injectors, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So changing injectors is fairly easy. There's a hold down nut, it's a 22mm. I've already broke it loose, so now I can undo it by hand. And then just slide that hold down nut off. Next, I've got this little piece of pipe right here. It's 1 inch inside diameter, I believe, but basically it just fits right around the injector. And then just stick your washer on there. And then for the nut, I literally just went out and grabbed a lug nut off of Prospector Bob because it is the same thread pitch. Okay, so get it finger tight. And you just want to go nice and easy with this. And you'll feel when the injector kind of releases. There we go. Now we have our new injector here with its hold down nut. So there's a new O-ring for that comes with it. And then there's a new copper washer that goes on right here. Now one trick that I've learned is if you get just a little dab of aniseed and kind of put it on there, just a little dab will do ya. Then put the washer on and kind of turn it just a little bit. And then it won't fall off when you go to put it in. Just like that. So let's head over and get this put in. Now on the injector there's this little ball right here and it goes toward the exhaust side. You'll see a little groove where the injector sits. So you got to get that to sit in place, and then you shouldn't be able to turn it, and then we'll start locking down our lock washer. Then we just slide our O-ring down, make sure it doesn't get twisted or anything, and then torque it down to 44 foot-pounds. There we go. All right, all the injectors are installed, all the washers are in there, all the O-rings are in there. I just need to get the injector return line all done, which is really easy. It's these 10mm banjo bolts with these horseshoe washers, really easy to install. So I'm gonna get that installed. I'm gonna get the valve covers put back on. I think that's everything. So let me get it all buttoned up, and then we're gonna take this for a little test drive. All right guys, I got it all buttoned back up. One thing I did, I left all the injector lines loose here, left them cracked so we can bleed the system. And then I also left the intake off because when you put a new turbo on, it is crucial to get some fresh oil, pour it down the feed line, turn the impeller, get it to go through the turbo before you do a startup on it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna feed the turbo, kind of prime it, put the feed line on, bleed the injectors, and then we'll take it for a little drive. A leaf blower? What's this doing in here? Alright guys, so a couple first impressions here. Definitely more powerful, but I feel like there's still some tuning to do. You can see how smoky it is in the pre-boost. So we may try and tune some of that out before tomorrow if we have time. I don't know that we're gonna have time, but it's definitely way faster. It gets up way higher in the RPMs. I used to only be able to hit about 2200 RPMs. I'm sure I could go further if I tried, but now it hits 2700 with ease. So it feels really good. You can feel it's a lot faster. Also, I haven't done a cold retorque on it, so I'm trying to keep the boost numbers below 10. I've crossed that 1 or 2 times, but we're trying to be pretty conservative until I do that cold retorque in the morning. So we're leaving first thing in the morning. We got to get a couple hours of sleep tonight, and then we will be at the event tomorrow. So thanks for your support. Wish me luck at the Dyno event, and we'll see you guys in the next video.